Hi, welcome to the Happy Hustle Show, episode 91, talking about your core values. I'm excited to be back. For those of you watching in real time and not binge watching my YouTube channel, I haven't been here for about a week and a half because Facebook banned me from going live again. Don't know why, but I'm back. It's letting me again. And I want to talk to you about, oh, hi, Mariam. Oh, how lovely to see you. I want to talk to you about core values. Actually, Mariam, this came exactly from you putting core values in your bio for your website, because I have a resource on core values in the Hive, but I realized I hadn't talked about it for a while. So this Happy Side Hustle Show is inspired by you. So please feel free to share any wisdom that you have in the comments as well. Oh, hi, Ellen. Hi, Joe. So whoever said hello, Julie, there, if you haven't already, and you might have, because I think StreamYard's been a bit glitchy, if you could click on the StreamYard link just so that I can see your name, that would be amazing. I can see it retrospectively, so don't worry. For those of you, I know occasionally StreamYard doesn't work for some people like Pure D, but when I go back and look at the comments, I can see on Facebook, and I know you can all see who's commented. It's just because I'm viewing this through StreamYard, I can't see it. I just don't want to be rude and not say hello to your name. Hello, Alexis. Hi, Sheila. Once again, whoever's put good evening, if it's not D, could you click on the StreamYard link and see if it works? And Linda, I can see you. See, when you click on it, you get a lovely little picture. Look at happy Linda there, so I can see who's here. Yes, so I want to talk about core values, as I say, inspired by Mariam. Mariam has put together a website, and she was asking people in the Hive for some feedback on her About Me page, and it was fantastic, as pretty much everything you do, Mariam, is. But the one thing that struck me was that Mariam put her core values on her About Me page, which I thought was absolutely genius. So I have core values in my business, but it hadn't occurred to me to put them on the About Me page. But I just want to talk about why core values are important. I want to share my core values with you. Hi, everybody. Hi, Katrina. Hi, Alicia, Sarah, Claire. Good evening again. Forgot to StreamYard. I think when you click on it, it might be the next time sometimes before I can see you. So just whoever that is, just stick, if you want to comment, just stick your name on the end of it, and then I can talk to you about it. I'm not far too kind. You're just far too inspirational, lovely Mariam. So core values. Core values are really important for you as a person, and therefore whatever is important to you personally are likely to be the core values for your side hustle. You may have a slight adjustment or an extra one that you add in for your side hustle, depending on how exactly you would like your business to run. But generally, what's important to you should be the core values for your side hustle. And it's different for different people. And what's really interesting, and when I started to kind of dig into this years ago, is I thought, and I think a lot of us probably are guilty of this, or not guilty of this, but probably assume this. I thought the things that were really important to me are really important to everybody, but they're not. And we're all different. And things that are like so super important to me just aren't on other people's radar. And things that are so super important to them are not like up there as important in my radar. So it helps you, even understanding people's core values really helps you to understand them as a person. And it helps you to explain to the world why you are a particular way. So one of the things that's really important to me is gratitude. So it's really important for me to be grateful. I find I like anytime anybody does something for me, I want to thank them. I want to make sure that people realize how grateful I am. And I've got this process where if I think something really lovely about somebody in my head, I will email them or text them or phone them or go to their house and tell them what I've thought, because that's really important to me. But I have realized that that's not that important to lots of other people. So I'm walking about going, God, it's really important. So, and because that's really important for me to do, I also really revel in receiving it. So that's like absolutely lights up my day. If someone takes the time to say, do you know, when you did this thing, it really positively impacted me, because like, oh, that is why I do this. That is why I have an appreciation jewelry range, because that's so super, super important to me. But I realize that that's not completely super important to everybody. Some people are like, yeah, it's fine. I don't mind if people thank me or not. But I like, my family are very like, I've just had lunch with both of my sons, and at the end of it, they're like, thanks, mum, for buying us lunch, and thanks, mum, for coming out. And, you know, thanks for, because they're like, they know that that's really super important to me. And it's the point where I'm going, it's fine. Like, you don't need to keep saying it. But actually, they do. They know that better than I do. But I love that. I love when people take time to you know, to just say, like, to just say thanks, basically. That's important to me. But the reason that I'm telling you that is that, so one of my core values within my side hustle is gratitude and appreciation. Gratitude, appreciation. That is what my product-based side hustle is all about, because it's all about appreciating other people. That's what's important to me. And when I state that as one of my core values, and as I say, Mariam's really inspired me to think about how I could redo my About Me page, because I have got that down as in part of my story, but I haven't specifically said this is a core value for me. And actually, I think it really clarifies it to do that. But the reason that you want to have that down as a core value, and you want to put it through your posts, your social media posts, and you want people to be absolutely clear on that, is when I tell people, so when I go into like when I'm working with a new kind of associate company. So in my day job, I call it my day job. I am freelance, but I do a lot of work for the government and for a few other big companies. And when they first take me on, I make a point of saying to them, it's really important for me to get positive feedback. So they can't not be clear on that. Now, in my opinion, it's really important for everybody to get positive feedback, whether they say they need it or not. You know, no one has ever gone to sleep at night and gone, I was overappreciated today. I just don't think it happens. It's not as important to some people as it is to others. But I just announce it to everybody. I just like, it's really important for you to appreciate me. And I don't like, it might make me look a bit needy, but I'm just really clear on it. And if people don't want to do that, I'm not their person. Like if I was working somewhere, if I chose to work somewhere and they were like, listen, it's just your job, like just do your job. And if you go over and above and beyond, we're probably not going to mention it. I'm not going to stay there. Like it's too important for me, to the point where one of the companies that I work for now, like they're constantly sending me cards and presents, and it's so lovely of them. And I genuinely don't need presents. I just need them to say, wow, last week you brought in X number of pounds into the business. We noticed that. Thanks so much. Like, that's all I need. That is genuinely all I need. But they're like, it's so lovely. And it's so lovely that they're trying to. Anyway, I'm going off on a bit of a tangent here. The point is, when I announce to people that gratitude and appreciation is one, or you could consider them two, but I would say that they're linked, but is one of my core values, then I get to attract people that appreciate that as well. So first of all, people know how to handle me, even if they don't share that core value. But secondly, I tend to attract people who go, yeah, that is really important. And then I get to work with people that are like me, that I really enjoy working with, as opposed to, you know, so let's take up probably a more straightforward example. Punctuality is important to me. I like to be everywhere a bit early, because I don't want to be the person that's kept somebody else waiting. Because in my head, that's kind of like I'm more important than you. You can wait about and I'll turn up whenever I want. And that's just a story in my head. But I don't ever want people to have that story in my head. And of course, I'm not perfect at this at all. But where I have control over the situation, I will aim to be early for situations. I've got like other friends that are just late for everything. And they're not late for everything because they're going, well, I'm more important than her and I'll just do what I want. It's just not that important to them. Do you know, so if you're somebody that super values being early, you might as well tell people that, so that either they know how to handle you, or you attract people that share the same core values, and then they're just much easier to sell to and work with in your business, whether it's product or service. based. So yes, a bit like love languages, Ruth, exactly. And for anybody in the Happy Hustle Club, and you will be in there if you have ever bought any of my toolkits, so the launch toolkit or the success toolkit. And if you haven't bought one of those, they are for sale in my Etsy shop, and you can get a free pass into the Happy Side Hustle Club. And there is a masterclass on love languages in there. So I don't know if you've already seen that, Ruth. You might have already seen that. But yes, very like love. So my love language is words of appreciation. Yes, very, very much so. And that's, yeah. And so it's, actually the book Love Languages really explains very clearly why it's important for you to be aware of what's important to you, and then to explain to other people, because when they have a different love language, particularly if you're in a relationship with someone who has a different love language, it really helps you to go, oh, I understand. But when we're starting from scratch here and we're trying to build up our ideal customers, remember, we're just choosing them. We're not selling, we're not like changing ourselves for the people that want to buy our things. We go, I've chosen the price. I'm going to choose the people that want to buy from me. But how do we attract those perfect customers? Well, we're really clear on what our core values are. We're absolutely clear, and we exhibit them through all of our social media posts. We exhibit them on our About page, which is beautifully illustrated by Mariam. We just make a big song and dance about it. And we say, this is who I am and this is what I'm about. And then people go, Marmite, wow, that person is right up my street, or that's so unimportant to me that I'm going to move on. So for example, if you're all about the environment and you're everything has to be ethically sourced, talk about that a lot, and you will bring in people that will be important to. Because not often, but it's possible that you might have to price slightly higher when you're sourcing things, maybe from if you're looking at like a 20-mile radius or whatever you decide to do in terms of eco-friendly. When people are clear in that and you're attracting your right people, they'll be prepared to pay more for that. But the people that shop in Poundland will not be prepared to pay more for that. Or just taking an example. So the more you shout about your core values, the more you're bringing your perfect people, and the more you're creating a business that you love. And when you have your core values out there and you say, one of my core values is this, one of my core values is joy. Like, of course it is, because I don't want anybody coming along here and going, oh, right, here's another thing to do. And this is if you're finding your side hustle like making you feel irritated, you've not got the right one, or you're not doing it in the right way. I aim to help you find the joy in as much as possible. Like, I can't find the joy in accounts. I have to hold my hands up. And that's why we've got the brilliant Julie Brecken on board in that, for those of you that are in the Hive, because she does. And therefore, she's the perfect person to ask your questions to. I can't find the joy in that. We've all got different talents. But for most of it, you should be bringing the joy to it. So another of my core values is joy. And I think if I had asked you to guess my core values at the beginning, you probably would have said joy or happiness or something. I called my business Happy Side Hustle because that is so critical to me. You probably would have guessed appreciation, because that's my jewelry range, and gratitude. It's all really important to me. I'm not going to tell you all of my core values. You could probably, I'd be interested if you could guess them, but that's not the point of today. I want you to start thinking about what are yours, and you can have 3, or you can have 5, or you can have 7. Ideally, I would say 3 or 5. As soon as you start getting too many core values, it becomes difficult to remember. So working with a lot of businesses in my day job where they have loads of values, I'll say to people, what do you know what the organizational values are? Half the time the leaders don't even know what they are. But if you've got 3, that's quite easy to remember. Even 5 is good. An odd number is always better. Easier to remember. I know it doesn't sound that logical, but either 3 or 5, I would suggest you have. Now, the easiest way to work out your core values is to just sit down and go, if my friends were to describe me, what would they say? Like, what's important to me? What would people say at your eulogy? What is X like? What's important to that person? Start writing down those words. For those of you that are in the Hive, if you look in the in Memberville and you look in the Beeline, let me just see which one it's in. If you look in stage 1, the idea stage, there's an Uncover Your Core Values ebook in there. So for anyone already in the Happy Side Hustle Hive, there's a workbook that you can work through. So if you haven't already got your core values, you can work through and find out what they are. But for anybody else who's not in the Hive, just sit with a blank piece of paper and think, how would people describe me? Like, what is important? Sometimes it's like, what triggers you in other people? So if other people are late, is that annoying or does that just wash over you? Like if someone borrows money from you and then they don't give it, or let's not say money, but say someone borrows a book from you and then they just don't give it back and you have to ask, does that trigger you or does that wash over you? You know, if someone isn't joyful, if someone's quite, I don't know, quite kind of negative about things, does that bother you or not? It really bothers me. Therefore, I know one of my side hustles is all about kind of happiness and joy and positivity. So sometimes it's about thinking about, well, what's the opposite of that? Because that must be one of my core values. So my task for you, having watched this Happy Side Hustle show, is work out your 3 or 5 core values and then get them down. Start talking about them in your social media. If you've got a website, put them in your About Me page, put them on your Etsy About Me page, talk about them on LinkedIn, wherever you're talking about things. And the more you kind of weave your core values through your social media, the more your perfect people are going to be attracted to you. So you're not going to be dealing with people that are, well, for me, people that are negative, people that don't see the value in things. You know, I price high because I don't want the people that are going, this isn't worth £10. Like, I don't sell anything at £10, so nobody's going to say that. I price high to get the people that are prepared to pay money and really appreciate the value of something that someone has lovingly hand created. Choose to do that if that's important to you. But working out your core values is important not only for your side hustle, but also for life. It helps you to set boundaries and go, actually, I'm not backing down in this because this is something that's important to me. It's not everything that is important to you, but when you get clear on your top 3, for example, things that are really important to you, that what you're all about, you can just go about like me, announcing them to people. I just go, I'm all about joy, I'm all about gratitude and appreciation, and I'm all about positivity and enthusiasm. And if that doesn't work for you, move on, because I'm not your person. And it doesn't mean that you're wrong or I'm wrong. It just means that's what's important to me. And therefore, if that's attractive to you, if those are characteristics that you have or characteristics that you would like to develop, then I'm your person. And it very, very quickly helps you to bring in the right people to your world. Yes. Once everything is a priority, nothing is a priority. Absolutely. So you have to, be really, really clear on what's important for you. Okay. I try to keep these shows to 50 minutes. I've gone to 18. I am going to go. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. And Facebook not banning me again. I should be back here on Thursday night with another episode of the Happy Hustle Show. Have a fabulous week and hopefully I'll see you there. Take care, everybody. Bye.